viable individuals to take home victories right there on this map. I mean, unfortunately, they didn't take the victory, but obviously they were fighting quite hard against North. So, very much looking forwards. How this one is looking. First of all, aggression seems to come down to the B side. When you take a look at the minimap, Poison is coming in from behind. So, Blocker is eliminating Thomas. Awareness from Sticko is, though, unbelievable, and that makes it now a bit more problematic, because if you take a look at it, Blocker, though, in the meantime, takes down Zen, who was flanking around. No real chance. Now, they're looking so desperately to get a little more. Sticko most definitely is going to try getting that one down. Now, Blocker and Victor. Those two individuals prove what they are worth. Problems now coming in as they're coming closer. Crystal, does he know about the player? No, Crystal! With what a whiff! This means Sticko on his own, but we are aware that he's the individual who's very capable of doing such things. Waiting back in the corner. Is he going to be taken out? Yes, indeed. But he got no kit. This is not going to work. And NoChance got the first. That is what they were looking for. And this is more than fine in the end. As we're waiting out to see this one happen yet again. Just looking. NoChance is gonna go to the second. It would be impressive. I mean, overall, a 2-0 here would be impressive. Windigo, still a team which is somehow doing worse and worse and worse, week by week by week, still in the number 19 slot of the world. Yesterday it was number 9, today it's number 19. Nevertheless, Windigo is not that impressive, and NoChance is doing a good job in those first 2 rounds. As this bomb is about to hit the ground. And Windigo's investment doesn't pay off. But here's the thing I want to tell you. Those losses they have recently had were honestly somewhat tight. I mean, 13-16 against North from NoChance, that's a brilliant job. Overtime against Windigo, also a brilliant job. I mean, for me personally, this is what we've seen yesterday, where it was with Midgeman, where we're talking about how Big never have picked up a victory on Overpass, yet again, that one is, you know, when you see that those statistics are not actually portraying what it actually is, that is the interesting part. I mean, NoChance surely lost 6-16 against the Amiga, 5-16 against Gamer Legion, 5-16 against Optic right here. Most definitely not decent results, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I still feel that NoChance has a very good chance. The recent display yesterday against North was really already telling me, all right, that's not that bad. They are able to obtain good control against good teams, because NoChance themselves are not a bad team, don't get me wrong. They're just simply not on the same level. They don't play the same competition as a Windigo or as a North. So things start to look a little sinister. 5 and 10 HP. It might be Windigo bouncing back entirely. It needs to be shots being so goddamn accurate. Talking about it, the MP in the hands of Michaelelli is doing it quite right. And this is the pressure situation you right now need. The bomb planted. Bubble should be able to take him down. The flashbang was expected to actually blind him. And Michaelelli just needs to play it perfectly with positioning and timing, because once he peeks out, one M4 bullet is going to immediately throw him backwards. And this is now the pressure only on Bubble. Gotta check on CT. He got no kit. So first fake coming in. Michaelelli doesn't even react to it. He stays calm. He stays relaxed. And now he cannot stay any more public. The problem really occurs to be that one, that he has no armor. Yet again, enough time that he was buying for his team. A third one going in for NoChance. Surely they shouldn't have even lost that many players. Yet again, the score is what matters. As NoChance is now facing an opponent who now finally has proper weaponry in their hands. Yep, that might be sinister times going their way. Patience seems to be their secret recipe to success. If that patience and brilliant execution is going to work off, we're going to see that. Thomas is not allowed to move out of Palace, and this is actually taking away a good aggressive pillar from the sides. Sticko, though, with brilliant reactions and brilliant frags. Yet again, the bomb is on the ground, and pressure is going to be high for NoChance because there was a double man setup back onto CT, and there's a bit of the foot off the fins showing, as though now every single one is chiming in. Windigo gets themselves on the right track, should be able to find that first. It depends so much on Michaelelli. Bomb planted in his favor. Shooting too much to the right. Oh no, he's expecting it to be directly on the bomb, and that's unfortunate. Tried his best, dropped the op in the end though, and that's even a bit saddening. Yet again, looking very much forwards. Seeing that one work. Patience is on their side. Honestly, doubt that Crystal and his crew are getting too much out of round number 5. That's a tiny cap. Lion Chips have a quite clear understanding. Suddenly starts to become worse and worse. They can't overrun him. Ships, he wants that accuracy with the USPS. He's gonna get it, and the ace belongs to him. And there's NoChance is pretty much taking their time. Nuke was a fantastic showing of them. Really, really enjoyable to see how far they can go and how good their statistical, the strategical and strategic setup is actually working. And actually it was a Brit top performing over on the side of NoChance during Nuke. Thomas with an absolutely astonishing 118 ADR. And again, I'd rather waiting this out. 45 more seconds, no real margin for error. You cannot allow yourself to do any big mistakes. Talking about mistakes, Crystal's gonna do the first one. Yet again, slowly and steady, approaching on the side, emerging over it, and frags need to be found. Frags need to be so desperately found with the bomb. Nearly advancing a little too much. Poison is once more on his magic stick. And he gets one tag after another. The molly should do the job. And the players are forced back. NoChance. Pretty much with NoChance. I mean, there's no real discussion about it. Michael strikes, but all over the place you find Windigo players. All over the place. Ships is taking out the first pistol. It seems like Zen has no hands, which is fine. I mean, if he just shoots with his hands and does the finger pistol. Talking about that. Suddenly the man advantage is really on their side, and the weaponry upgrade goes in the hands of Thomas, with unbelievable frags coming in from nobody else than the man Zen. And this is the final op, and as much as I like you, Ships, I have my doubts that that is going to work. Picking up the bomb and switching it over to be the only logical aspect, though 2K is there. And you gotta be worried. You gotta be very worried right now. Slowly and steady he moves. Crystal gets him once he enters, and that's all that was needed. And take a look at this right now. Windigo has a good bit of money left, especially 8k on both Poison and Ships is a good buffer. Yet again, if they tend to fail, I got my honest doubts that after losing this one, hypothetically speaking, that things are looking too good. I'm taking a look at the setup real quick. Very, very connector aggressive. I mean, or more likely mid-aggressive. Bubble is pushing through. Ships is a supporter. Blocker considers. Poison with the op in top mid. And suddenly, B-side is open for business. And the man, Zen, is going to take that one over. Crystal would do himself a favor by not dying, obviously. He's going to retreat anytime soon and even finds a kill. With those many shots coming his way, he must have information just for himself. A little confused how long Sticko is taking with this. I can't say I'm a fan because it's just time running away, but as you say, Poison taking down Thomas, but the retreat, is it going to come in or not is the question. Because if there's another frag for NoChance, I honestly doubt that Windigo should go any further. I honestly doubt already that they should go any further, and obviously they don't really do it. They don't commit. Bubble waits out for any exits. Same goes for Blocker. Poison prays that he can stick to his AWP. And that is one prayer that has to be heard, because some man is hunting him down already, sees him, and takes him down. That is the finish accuracy you need. All good. And 5-3. Well done, NoChance. And this Blocker and co are considering yet again to go a bit more top mid aggressive. I mean, I saw it in the past in many online leagues. Windigo tends to do that a quite bit and are very happy with doing that. Did Chips forget his pistol? Chips? You got no sidearm. Well, whatever. Forgetting just about that. Bubble might play a crucial role in the setup of Windigo. As Michael Ehrlich doesn't even know what's coming towards him, but the refrag is immediate. B-side would be extremely vulnerable, but it just depends on the focus that right now Crystal gives on his team. If he says we're going to that side of A, they most likely will do so. If that's the best idea. I would expect right now Crystal to realize what the economic situation of Windigo from the past round to this one should be. Realize that this is a very split situation with not too much money in it anyway. And then to go to the B side. Because you saw connectors and AUG. Of course, the rotation from Blocker came right now in that he stands on the site. Oh, and Poison. Oh, milliseconds that separates him from a potential frag. Just waiting back in connector. Pardon. CT ramp. Doesn't change the matter of fact, though, that things are starting to look sinister. They know there's the one on the sides. He's even got the impact off the molly. Unlucky. And Victor should try to turn things around, as he has nothing to lose regarding the pistol situation he's in. And I mean, that's an AUG, that's an AK, and that's alright. As we're experiencing it right now. Blocker's mid control is just amazing. Oh, the second one. Granted, and well, bringing them into a better spot and better situation. Now, I'm not even so worried that Windigo should be able to obtain number 4 finally. Being here on the CT side is where you would expect them to show us a bit of strength. And Victor, it's very nice that he's not even affected by it, because then he just peeks out once, gets such a phenomenal kill. And as the B side is the main focus, problem starts to occur for the man Zen. Mikaleli on the side with his squad, and he and the boys have already made it a little further. Those are the frags you need. I mean, this is disgusting how they even attempt to go on the site so good. Mikaleli getting that frag on the blocker. Finally, the last player who waits back on ticket booth, hopes to go a little further. Blocker with a disconnect immediately. I mean, that's decent to see. Ship's getting at least something out of it. The T sides cannot accumulate too much money in this one. Overall, yet again, 7-4 is the scoreline. Tech pause being called. We're taking a look at the statistics in just a second. And this is the perfect time to do that. I mean, first of all, what do we see here? I mean, a blocker and ships working quite great in the combination. Especially 112 ADR. And this is funny, right? This is very, very funny, because if we take a look at this one right here, you would imagine that, okay, 120, 112, 92, and 75. This is usually the ADR you would see on a winning team. Not the fact, though. When we take a look here, though, this is a very interesting statistic, because it tells us in only 2 out of the 7 rounds, they got the majority through. And that's amazing to experience, because Windigo is putting pressure on them. The rounds are close, and yet again, NoChance is always winning it. They always have this little edge over their opponent, and that is an experience which you want to see from a team that is continuously fighting to get to the minor. NoChance is fighting to get to the minor. We have to put that out there again. It's not about a random online tournament with 15k on the line. It's big time money. Big time money, big time reputation. And with that bug from Wolf not being fixed, at least we see a beautiful blurry screen for our man Zen. The B side's under attack in any seconds. Take a look at it. That one jump. Oh, it's gonna cost Bubble his life. And with Poison finding 2, I'm no real fan of that. As though he gets those 2 frags onto NoChance, then a little bit on public, and therefore, as he stands basically on a pedestal, it's making it all a bit more problematic. Victor is gonna find 1, but not the second granted. But NoChance, I'm impressed. I'm brutally impressed, I have to say it like that. Because the matter of fact for me is, they certainly get Windigo to crumble and crumble and crumble. With Mirage, though, being extremely balanced for the Bulgarians. A slight more CT side bias they have. Yet again, 8-4 and a highly likelihood of, let's say, 9-4. That's not what I would expect. And with Windigo most likely trying to at least find a few frags to get NoChance once more in an uncomfortable economic state. I mean, they're overall right now in a aren't in a happy state, though it's 8-4. Then waits it over there on the B side. Might extend a little further to find the kill. I mean, Mirage, a map in the last 3 months, we've showed us very balanced place. Then Pain gets quite uncomfortably in the face of Zen. I don't really worry about this round too much. If 4 are surviving, they pretty much accumulate enough money to then put them in a great state during the entire first half. Quickly talking about Mirage, overall it's the CT side winning 53.5% of the rounds on this map in the competitive scene in the last 3 months. And that is no real surprise to me. I have to say it like that. It is just no real surprise to me in the end. And a quick look at the odds. Actually putting NoChance in a quite good spot right here. 1.13 on GG bets. And that's decent. That is actually decent. And with NoChance struggling to find a few entries over here in round number 14, Zen yet again is the individual to watch out for. And that is Poison eliminated, pivotal player falling down, A site, slowly and steady under the control of NoChance. The problem we do experience is that no bomb is in their hands. If Michael Ellie does that on his own, unfortunately for him, he doesn't. Yet we don't need to talk about Thomas and his major impact he had on Nuke. A 118 ADR he delivered back then. Tremendous frags in highly skilled plays. Now he has to do this in a 1v1 situation, and Ships, he realizes he got 100 HP, full armor, a kit, and a bunch of utility left on his belt. If NoChance get already into double digits, that would be brilliant for the squad. That would be just amazing. He plays it around the pillar slowly. Ships is coming closer and closer, and he rather stays a bit public. Thomas gets the kill in the end, though. And this is what you're looking for. So we are already in this somewhat weird scenario. Windigo, like I said, having an extremely slight bias over on the CT side. Would have expected a bit more from them. So far, just the individuals you usually see, especially the combo of Poison and Ships, somewhat underperforming. I mean, of course, talking just about that. Ships on 14 frags, but yet Poison has to prove that he's the golden boy for Windigo. And I mean, there were so many games, so many rounds, so many amazing situations where you realize this guy is too good for this world. Thomas is gonna wait that out. Here's the player stepping back. I'm not so sure he's gonna realize that there's now a AWP on the side of A. This is the only worry I have. Is that one is now dropped, obviously. Crystal gotta set the pace. And that pace goes over to B. Slowly and steady, all the nades throwing down. Take a look real quick on that B site. That's amazing smoke usage yet again. One of the two exits on short has not fully been smoked. I'm not quite sure if that was intended. Bubble can't abuse it anyway. And that means Ships and Victor gotta turn things 180. And HP-wise, they're not looking that great. And as I say that, one frag after another found only Makalele to turn this one. And 58 HP onto Victor. He's faking it out. Now Makalele knows the player's coming aggressively towards him. A few Tech 9 shots, and then he might do it. But he's rather going down again and getting the kill. Ah, this is unfortunate, yet again.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
5 to 10, it is. Six more rounds. NoChance needs for a victory here. 6 more. And very honestly, that is ideal. The situation they're in right now, it's just ideal. If that's the waterfall sort of tactic coming down onto the A side from Palace, we're going to see that in a second. As Windigo, by the way, would be eliminated if they're losing over here on Mirage. Makalele is losing his... Pardon, Blocker is losing his life. Makalele takes him down. Thomas to be forced away back into the spawn and slaps him in the face as a counter. You can't go that far. Pretty much sends that message clear. And he got a kit. So even if things are looking a bit more problematic, he can react in time. As I say it, times are dark and frags need to be found. That's done with ease. And the entire combination of NoChance is getting themselves the number 11. One could grab the kit back in spawn. And that's most likely going to happen. A tech pause we're about to experience. And so, what happened in the meantime? Tricked has beaten Northwind. And virtus.pro is right now leading 8-3 against Gamer Legion. Next up, by the way, on this channel, in case this goes fast, we will see Crazy versus Heroic. An amazing matchup if you personally ask me, because the Serbians, I mean, they just rebranded. It didn't change much more than that. And Heroic, I want to look what's going to happen with them. I want to see if they struggle against Crazy more than they did against Tricked. If you didn't watch the match yesterday between Tricked and Heroic, it was an absolutely astonishing 12-3 lead on Dust 2 for Heroic, and then they had to win it 16-14. I mean, it couldn't have gotten closer. Very honestly, it couldn't have gotten any closer. And one funny aspect you might not know about, the coach of Windigo used to be Ohio, if I'm not totally wrong, then went to the manager role. Now it's Shockwave, who's actually a Ukrainian guy who does not speak Bulgarian. He's communicating with them in English, and he's trying to learn English as good as possible. I really have to give him a shout out, because you can realize from the way he tries to get the team rolling that in the end, he could play a key role more in the future. He's trying very hard, to put it that way. And I think he will have a very high impact as time passes. So Windigo, time is passing for them as well. That's probably the more unfortunate story. As though, Thomas, you're putting yourself in a very risky situation. It's only the body shot that comes his way. And the Brit down to 73. Down now to 0. His blocker eliminates him with ease. Rotation immediately set over to the A side. And that seems very, very reasonable. Only Makalele to now make a difference. Here's the player nearby. And he's not going to swing wide for the moment. All over the map. Windigo is set up. And I think now NoChance will do themselves a favor by going for a more passive approach, saving those weapons through, using them in the next game, or more likely next round to put it correctly. As that is already quite okay, because the thing is, there's going to be the winning bonus plus bomb plant right now. And then the T side is not going to have the most ideal economy, especially if they really stick to just the Deagle and that Galil. Would be hard to believe, as Crystal might fall down as well. Not even gonna happen. Take a look at it. That's very interesting to see. 3-9, 3-5, 4-2. I mean, sure, obviously, NoChance is looking a lot worse from the economic state, but yet again, this is beatable, especially with the AK and the AUG. If both of them start to perform that brilliantly, I would be impressed. I don't want to see though Crystal handle the AK. That's not even mad in a bad way, but it would make a lot more sense for me personally to give it to maybe his teammate Zen, as he has proven his accuracy a good bunch of times in this matchup so far. Molly not even landing towards Thomas. He can wait it out. He is chill. He's relaxed. And he's falling down. That means now only one ZZ to turn things around. Unrealistic it obviously is. Ah, the tiny gap. The tiny gap. He's abusing that so massively, as if his teammate wouldn't have fallen down and things might have been looking a bit better. They yet are gonna try to do it. And what you're seeing right here, if you take a quick look, Ships is rotating over short. You gotta be fast. If now it's gonna be also bubble eliminated, they can go for the defuse, and he's gonna move around. He's gonna find him, and now the man with the kit just pull through. You just gotta pull through, as now the shots are coming in from one side. And he's not sticking it. He's not even trying it. He wants to play it smart. Here's the player from the left-hand side, and he's going to do it with the kit. That was intelligent, Sticko. He didn't know, had zero information about anyone possibly being Palace or still ramp, and so he didn't initiate the defuse immediately. NoChance bouncing back in a matter of seconds, and Windigo looks like an immediate force to me. And yet, indeed. NoChance, they kick up dust big time. And as though this is an immediate stop coming in. No, go. Accepting it for a second. Looked a little sinister, but that was a B train. You saw it right there. They wanted to go for the B train. And fairly swiftly, that got denied. Victor jumping down. Those Mech 10s, they might do major damage. As I say it, one burns down, but still. Problems are going to occur. Zen is going to wait. His patience is going to work against two. The bomb plant denied. And Makalele, he's playing against a 100 HP player, and he's coming back from kitchen. Unrealistic it is. Especially with the MP9, you hardly stand a chance. If he once peeks out on from short, he should be dead. Oh, still. Survives another day. Don't believe it though. This can't be happening. I don't believe that this is going the way of Makalele. I don't want to see that happening. It would be heartbreaking for Windigo. But he plays this one so smart around the pillar, around the defense. So much noise made. Ships is still trying. But he can't be surviving any longer. It would be a miracle for Makalele. And that miracle isn't gonna be the night. It should be by now. As the shots from Ships are accurate enough. The number 19 in the world is Windigo. Unfortunately, you can't say that they perform that way. As harsh as it might sound, it's not the perfectionist style we know. I mean, aggression is something that suits them in a very, very positive way, because aggression very often seems not to be the most sophisticated sort of play. Yet again, they always make it work. They've always made it work in past online matches. So this round should not go the way of NoChance. Then we would have an 8-12. Eco coming in, 9-12. Michaelelli's nades is dealing good damage and putting him in CZ in an ideal spot. Talking about putting him in ideal spots, that's a little unfortunate for him. NoChance overall, and so I got my doubts. I got very, very legit doubts. The server started to work for a second, or more likely stopped to work for a second. Then running away would be an option. Long range duel with the MP9 is risky and gets actually ships down to 23, which is impressive considering it is the MP9. NoChance have played this map 13 times in the last 3 months, winning only 3 out of those 13 occasions. 3 out of 13. You don't really need to study mathematics at Harvard to understand that. That's far away from ideal. Ships is just casually cleaning up the B side in the meantime. As he casually cleans it up more and more. He wants to rather do it with accuracy. Was not a headshot, but we're going to count that one. And the funny story is, Windigo has 2 more successful opening duels than NoChance. Yet again, I mean, the scoreline is telling you the story. The ability of NoChance to bounce back is quite tremendous. What's also tremendous is ships on 26 frags. The next player has 10 frags less than him. Of course, an amazingly critical individual for Windigo. It's that determines Windigo's win to some degree. Crystal and his crew, they're back on real weaponry. Back on Aux. And then 1 single M4 for Sticko, who called himself Space Cadet. Look how much he's on the edge. I was actually through the wall, pardon that. Either way, Windigo looking more like they're interested in that A site. Rotation comes in immediately. And whilst we're seeing that, Michaelelli should have a good bit of information that is not going B under any circumstance. He's going to be fast enough. Sticko is going to rotate. And that's the clear indicator. That's a good bit of knowledge. Michaelelli rather staying silent and take a look at this. NoChance rotation seems to be so consummate that this might work for them, but Windigo throws all the nades down the site, and as they're raining them down, it might look a little sinister. Talking about that, Blocker and Bubble, they find 1 kill after another, and so it all is going to be turned around. Michaelelli with a nice try, but he's now known, public, spotted, and on their radar. Means nothing's going to happen from him. Legitimately nothing. And there's no chance surely are not going to prevail in this round number 23. Next round is where the money's back on them. Things are going to look more sunny. There you see, no real issue occurring, except the CZ may be in that position doing more than expected. Talking about doing more than expected, ships far away from the action. I mean, retreat is a possibility. Retreat is a possibility. But Poison couldn't do it pretty much on his own. 11 to 12, therefore it is. Money is back on the CT side. They got big bucks. They just got to use that. They gotta use that so well. Unless they're trying to wait this out. Unless they're trying to be very patient. Is that the right approach, though? NoChance set themselves up very massively towards the middle. Their force concentrated on that position. But when you go retreat from that, they are not even interested in contesting top mid. Didn't take it in the beginning, so are not even doing it overall. And as I just close my mouth, things swap around. Bubble is going to come in with poison. Mistakes, are they going to come in is the question. Mistakes, are they made? Yes, Thomas on the other side of the map is cleaning up so much. Poison yet again with his teammate Victor. That's a 2v2. That's a bomb surely dropped publicly top mid, but readjust their game plan and then things can work out. Readjusting that. And switching over to B, it seems to be, pardon, to A. And if Crystal does not do a simple mistake by over-rotating anytime soon, you might have this. So you're in the steps. Just gotta hold the cross. I can't actually do much. Unfortunate for him. They expect him to be there. And with 9 seconds on the clock, you gotta do it on his own. Doesn't hit Poison. Oh, that's a pistol frag coming in. He's just underneath him, and that's so unfortunate right now if this doesn't work out. Victor is gonna eliminate him, and Crystal whiffing on the first. His teammate dying in the process, and that is gonna result in a tie. There's no chance are trying to clear the section in front of the A site. I mean, control gain to some degree. So they're waiting this one out. This can't be the game changer. I don't want to believe it. The MP9... Zen, does he peek around anytime soon? Not yet, sees the first. Can't capitalize on this. A little surprising. And yet... it's all working fine. Windigo seemed a little shaky for a millisecond.
Bomb has been planted.
But then NoChance collapsed immediately once the superior weapons and the superior firepower came through from the Bulgarians. But Sticko has a possibility here. It's not over. Round number 25 could, technically speaking, still go his way. Would be hard to believe as he has to accurately, like a surgeon, rip off heads one by one by one. Talking just about that. Ships to be the next victim is the question. 7 HP. He's dodging it, and he can't do it in the end. There's the lead for Windigo. And here is a deserved 13-12. And this is sinister. That's dark. That's dangerous. And where's that CT timeout? Seven consecutive rounds. It's a bit of a shocker. You have to say it like that. It is a bit of a shocker. I mean, Windigo even making it that close on their map pick, I have to say that's a shocker to me as well. Sticko with it the first. Now pressure is high. And if that nade isn't thrown adequately, I mean, take a look at that execution. This is brilliant. One player isolated. They can just access the site with ease. But the op of Crystal is there to find another and possibly a consecutive frag onto the man bubble. Not yet. He's just about to push further, and if he pushes further, is he going to be found by the sniper? That is the question, because problems start to occur. Makaleli rotates around, and he sees ships. Good luck at Fun Bubble. You need to clear this one out all on your own. And it could be the streak of Windigo finished. It is the streak of Windigo finished. But they have no problem. They got big time money. Their wallet is just stuffed. And NoChance, surely this is the glimpse of hope. With the 13-13 being the case. Oh, that's not what you want right now. But as I say that, Victor only to be taken out to some degree. Pardon, Windigo only to be taken out to some degree. Crystal, a little bit of a failure, and I could imagine Bubble hurt him. I'm not 100% sure about it, but he seems somewhat aware. Yet again, accuracy is 100% on for the man. Sticko knows where the player stands, wants to rip his head off. Flashbang thrown over the right-hand side. He blinds himself a little. And as he goes too far, Windigo is there with the 14th. 2 rounds away from success. And the CTs, economically speaking, are looking just average. Space Cadet Sticko finds the first. Windigo might be falling down. Yet it's a 5v4. And the weaponry, of course, more ideal. Sticko just dodging his death by millimeters. And Crystal should be spotted beforehand. Yes, indeed, no real chance for him. And this is where clearly they do not expect where Ships is. I mean, I can't really imagine that there's too much focus now set onto him. Thomas doing the mistake to look in the wrong direction. Mekalili knows about the player to his right-hand side. Can he find the bomb though? Oh, no, not at all. It started with an entry for NoChance. And it continues with one frag after another going the way of Windigo. And as we see, only OT is an opportunity for NoChance right here. Average weaponry in their hands. Average weaponry to now make it work. And the Brits is fallen. Slowly and steady, Windigo is moving to that A site. Then, you gotta be ready for it. As then Mekalili is able to at least take one down. I got my doubts that NoChance is gonna prevail in round number 29. I honestly got my doubts, as it's only one man remain, and that is Sticko. And if he's gonna go Sticko mode, don't really believe it. The plant just not gonna be stopped. Could get the planted though yet again, as he's down to 7 HP. One shot is gonna do it. This could be his clutch to bring them to number 14. The FAMAS is not the most ideal tool, and getting banged for the smoke makes it just a little worse. And as he's trying, there comes nothing else than the bang for the smoke.